Hi everyone and welcome to Morning Coffee Break. I hope everybody's doing good today. It is Friday the 13th. Okay, currently it is 71 degrees. High today's going to be 79. 100% chance of rain again at some point in time. And winds at 1 mile per hour. I don't mind it, you know. I mean, we really need, like I've said before, a rain that would just be a slow rain and last like a whole day or something. But we get these just showers that come real fast and then they're gone fast. That helps a little bit, but it doesn't get, a lot of that water will run off into the, drain it, the drain out here, the sewer, what do they call it, storm drain or whatever. A lot of it'll go in, that way if it comes real quick like that, so it's not quite as beneficial. Okay, there will be, speaking of things growing, garden update today and walk with Kitty. Man, the garden is growing really fast. And that, like I said about the rain, it's got all the minerals and all the good stuff in it, but it doesn't have the chemicals that's in tap water. Like I've said before, it's best if you're going to use tap water to let it sit for at least 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours, and a lot of that stuff will just like evaporate. But if you use your, hose outside, you can't do that. So that's why I don't really like to have to use that to water with, tap water. Okay, but yeah, check that out today. And for dinner, Joy doesn't know what it's called. She's got a recipe, and I said, well, I'll just call it pork chop casserole. It's some type of like pork chop casserole. I know it has potatoes in it, and I think she said carrots, which I have some frozen carrots. I still have frozen carrots from the garden, a little bit left, probably enough for this. Yeah, it lasted a long time. All the stuff lasted a long time. Okay, so yeah, and I don't know, depending on what's in that, really might not have to have anything with it, anything else with it, unless I fix some type of bread or something. We try not to eat so much bread. But growing up, that's even, Joy's mom and dad were the same way. She had some type of bread with pretty much every meal, You just did. I mean, we don't do that a whole lot. Okay, I like some bread with it, certain things though. All right, the jokes of the day. A rather awkward freshman finally got up the nerve to ask a pretty junior for a dance at the homecoming. She gave him the once over and said, "Sorry, I won't dance with a child." "Oh, I'm sorry," responded the underclassman. "I didn't realize you were pregnant." Ooh, he came back with that. Okay, a tired traveler pulls into a hotel around midnight. Very tired after a long day's trip. He asks the clerk for a single room. As the clerk fills out the paperwork, the man looks around and sees a gorgeous blonde sitting in the lobby. He tells the clerk to wait, and he disappears into the lobby. After a minute, he comes back with a woman on his arm. "Fancy meeting my wife here," he says to the clerk. "Guess I will need a double room for the night." The next morning, he comes to settle his bill and finds the amount to be over $3,000. "What is the meaning of this?" he yells at the clerk. "I've only been here for one night." "Yes," says the clerk, "but your wife has been here for 3 weeks." So that's what you get. And the thought of the day is from Dave Barry. Heard of him before? Wasn't he the one that was on, what was that show about, like, it was like a court, night court, I think. Wasn't that him? Am I wrong? Anyway, not all chemicals are bad. Without hydrogen and oxygen, for example, there would be no way to make water, a vital ingredient in beer. Okay. Now, I saw a trivia time that might be interesting, depending on what it says. General, though. Take quiz. Let's see. For trivia time. What was the profession of the inventor of Dr. Pepper? Doctor, teacher, soldier, pharmacist. I'm not for sure. The obvious you're going to think is, of course, is doctor. But looking back at some other way, some like Coca-Cola was made. So I'm going with pharmacist. Okay, yeah, because it is pharmacist. Because, you know, the inventor of Coca-Cola was a pharmacist. And he called it a brain tonic. And at first it had illegal substance in it, you know? And he was making it like just at the counter, you know, for kind of like if it was a prescription almost, you know, not like just a soda fountain or whatever. So at first it was like a medicine. So I don't know if this was the same type thing or not. It depends on how long ago it was. Let's see what it says about it. Dr. Pepper is a carbonated soft drink. It was created in the 1880s by pharmacist Charles Alderton in Waco, Texas, and first served around 1885. Dr. Pepper was first nationally marketed in the United States in 1904 and is now sold in Europe, Asia, North and South America, Australia, New Zealand. It keeps going on. But Dr. Pepper was first used commercially in 1885. It preceded the introduction of Coca-Cola by 1 year. So it doesn't really say a whole lot about it. I don't know if there was anything in there that like with the Coca-Cola or not. So yeah, that's interesting though. What is a slang word used to refer to mental health professionals? Sparky, skipper, suit, shrink. Honey, I've got an appointment with my Sparky today, you know, so just thought I'd let you know. Shrink. Yes. What happened? Shrink. Said no internet there. I don't know why it does that. The internet should be strong in here. My phone always does fine in here. Okay, so it is shrink. And what does a dermatologist specialize in? Heart, skin, brain, blood. And of course that would be skin doctor. An acoustic engineer specializes in working with what? Fragrance, color, fabric, sound. I think everybody will be able to get this one. Sound. That's right. And a podiatrist works on which part of the body? Head, foot, hand, hips. Well, okay, it is feet. Foot or feet. Yeah, a podiatrist is a healthcare professional who diagnoses and treats conditions affecting the foot, ankle, and structures of the leg. Which of these is another word used for lawyer? Shrink. Statesman. White coat. Attorney. Okay, I'm going to court today. I got my statesman with me. Everything should be just fine. If not, I'm going to have to find me a good shrink or a white coat too, maybe. Its attorney. And which of these supervises the safety of water sports participants? Marine biologist, fisherman, ranger, lifeguard. All right, I'm here to keep everybody safe. I'm the fisherman. I got my fishing pole, and if anyone's getting in trouble, I've got this big treble hook on the end of it. I can cast this thing about 100 yards. So everybody's going to be just fine. I'll get the hook out of you when I drag you back in. All right? It'd be lifeguard. I had to come up with something entertaining on that. Yeah, it's lifeguard. Surprise. Which of these things does a locksmith work with? I don't know. Maybe I should take the challenge if somebody challenges me. It's pretty easy so far. Which does a locksmith work with? Outlets, toilets, keys, glass. Hi, I'm here. I'm the locksmith. I'm here to work on your toilet. Oh, outlets. Okay, it's keys. Yes, locksmiths are responsible for installing new locks on doors, windows, safes, and other entry points. If you carried offshore drilling, where would you work? What do you mean if you carried? If you carried offshore drilling, okay, where would you work? Okay, submarine, lighthouse, oil rig, crane. Where would you work? Okay. It's an oil rig. It doesn't really kind of make that much sense. I don't know why it says if you carried. I don't know. Okay, and which profession did American folk hero Paul Bunyan have? Blacksmith, lumberjack, farmer, fisherman. What was it they had? I mean, wasn't there a cartoon or something with Paul Bunyan? Or a movie? He had his ox, his purple or blue ox, Babe or something like that. I'm trying to remember if that was like a movie or like a cartoon or like, you know, something like that. Okay, so what profession was he? Blacksmith, farmer, lumberjack, fisherman. Him and his ox. Lumberjacks. We're lumberjacks. Paul Bunyan is a giant lumberjack and folk hero in American Canadian folklore. The character originated in the oral tradition of North American loggers and was later popularized by freelance writer William B. Lawhead, 1882 to 1958, in a 1960 promotional pamphlet for the Red River Lumber Company. Says they've had theatrical productions, composition, musical pieces, commercial works. Okay, so I got them all right. Maybe you did too. They were pretty easy, but they're fun. So I mean, we're just doing them for fun. So I was just skipping around too much trying to find a question here and a question there. It was making the show longer than it needed to be because of that. But so we're just, having fun with it. I can make fun with it, make fun of it, certain things. But hopefully everybody still learned a little something from this. I did. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I hope you'll press that like button. Also subscribe if you haven't already and share this out. And hit that so you get all my videos as soon as they come out. Everybody, I hope you have a great day. Check out Garden Update later and walk with Kitty. Bye, everyone, and God bless.